First of all, you want to trade when you're ahead in material. The reason for this is, the more you trade down, the bigger your advantage actually gets. Think about pawns. If you have 8 pawns and your opponent has 7, you're up 1 pawn, fine. But if you trade one pair of pawns, 7 to 6. In fact, 7 to 6 is a bigger advantage than 8 to 7. 8 to 7 is a smaller ratio. If you continue to trade down, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, now suddenly you have twice as many pawns as your opponent. You trade down one more pawn, suddenly you have a pawn, your opponent has no pawns. A big advantage, obviously. This holds true with all of the pieces. If you're ahead in material, by trading down you actually increase your advantage. Take a look at this position. It's white to move. What would you do? Well, here white is up a pawn, and has a bishop for a knight in an open game. But there's a way to simplify into a winning endgame. What is white's best move? The correct move is bishop takes c6. Now let me show you how to win this king and pawn endgame. First of all, we know what to do. Activate the king. A critical principle in the endgame is to activate the king. So white can play king e2. Let's say black knows how to do that too. King e7. What you'll actually find when you play endgames against beginners is a lot of them don't know to activate their king. So you can win easily. But here you play king d3, king d6. Now let's say you make the move b4. What your plan's going to be in this position is next to play king d4. Then you could play the move a4 at one point. The queen side is really where you're going to focus. A basic way to win this position is to make a pass pawn on the queen side and distract black's king with it. Black will have to defend on the queen side, and then you can run your king to the king side. Remember I talked about the principle of two weaknesses. This applies in the endgame as well. White's potential pass pawn on the queen side is one weakness, and black's kingside pawns is the second weakness. So let's say black were to make a normal move, like f6 here. Now with white, you could even choose to play b5 right away. Black would take the pawn, c takes b5, and now let's say white plays a takes b5, black plays a takes b5, c takes b5. Now, white has a pass pawn on b5. Black's going to have to defend it. Let's say black moves his king back, trying to blockade the pawn with king c7. Now white can play king c5. Now let's say black makes the move king b7. Now white doesn't have to do this right away. White can take some time expanding on the king side first. What I want you to see here is that white can run his king to the king side and win the game. So you can play king d6. Now the black king has to take some time on the b pawn. King b6, king e7, king takes b5, king f7. And now it's clear that white's winning the game. Next, white will play king takes g7, take the f6 pawn. You can even take the h7 pawn. Then, slowly but surely, you'll push these 3 pawns up the board, queen one of them, and win the game. I go more deeply into detail about this type of position in the endgame course, and I really recommend you pay careful attention to those lessons after you finish this academy. For now, just think about the principle of two weaknesses, activating your king, and trading into winning endgames when you're ahead in material.